All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to another VOD review. Today we have a Mag Diamond one trick. They say, I want to climb as a Mag one trick, would appreciate any feedback. Things I'm focusing on right now, ult usage if I cannot directly counter another ult, either because of shields or no directly counterable stuff, shooting squishies, and protecting teammates. Okay, so that all sounds great. I like where our head's at. The one thing that I do want to say is I don't think it's possible to be a 100% one trick in this game just because bans exist. I know not a lot of people are banning mag, especially in low elo, but at high elo, people do ban mag. So just be careful. I would always have at least 2 characters. That being said, with that out of the way, for the rest of the video, we're just going to focus on how we can be the best mag that we can be. So let's get to it. I like that we're breaking the wall here. Nice. Good. So I already don't like where we're positioning. We're a bit far out. I don't mind starting here, but you kind of have to back up very quickly. It's really easy to get caught out, especially look at their team comp, right? They have a Reed who can keep you here for a long time. They have a Thor who's getting ready to kidnap you. I think he just picks the Emma instead. They have a Bucky who can keep you from getting out. They have a Cloak who can blind you and an Invis who can pull you. Like, this is really, really bad. So our positioning already is not great. The way you want to think about this is it's a concept called the line, okay? So whenever you're playing, especially a main tank and a slow main tank like Magneto or Groot or Emma, there is a line that you have to draw on the map that you can't cross, because if you cross that, you're very likely to die and get punished for it. On this map, the line's actually like here. I would just draw the line like here and say, I'm not crossing this, almost no matter what. And then, unless the situation changes, right? If you get 4 kills and there's somebody right here, you can cross the line for a little bit and then you get back to it, right? So it's not like super solid. But since we're already out there, we're just... So because we have violated the concept of the line, now we've been forced to use both of our bubbles, and our Emma has used her diamond form. Right? So that is 15-second cooldown here, 15-second cooldown there, 8-second cooldown there. So that's a total, like, that's like a lot of cooldowns that we now don't need, or now that we now don't have if we need them. Okay? So you're putting yourself in a bad position to start with. Now we've also used Curtain. Instead, we should have already been about here, and then you can kind of spam and then back up to this corner. Hey, what's up, Libra? How's it going? Actually doing a good job of trying to hold space here. It's unfortunate that we're down 5 to 6 and we use all our cooldowns. This is not bad. If we position properly, this is much better. Now, I do want to point out something, and it's the concept of space and, like, holding space, okay? So, since... we'll just break it down as simply as I possibly can. All right. So, what is the concept of space, okay? Space is any area on the map that your team can walk through without getting shot at, okay? So, for example, this space is yours pretty solidly, because any member on your team, if they're standing here, they're going to take like almost no damage and they're going to be fine. This area here, we'll use purple. This is all contested, okay? All of this is kind of contested because anybody is likely to take damage if they're in this spot, all right? So what do tanks do? Tanks, they take and they hold on to space, right? So these tanks are trying to take this space away from you, and you're trying to stop them. Now, how do you do that? A lot of people think, and I'm judging by how you play, you think as well, is you're trying to soak up the damage. You're trying to use your tank abilities to do that, and that's actually not accurate, okay? It's part of it, but it's not the only part. So here, what you actually do to take and hold space is actually to be a threat. and you say anybody who walks into my space, you're going to need to leave my space or else I will kill you. Now, let's just give an easy example, right? Instead of this being a Thor and a Magneto, let's just say this was an Invis and a Cloak, right? That completely changes the equation because you can actually kill them. You are a threat to them. You can do your left click, left click combo, followed up with a quick melee, and delete one of them instantly. That is the threat. And they can't do that to you, which is, this is where your other abilities come in, because you have a big health bar, you have a self bubble, you have a curtain, and you have the damage, right? So you can outlast them while killing them. So here, this is a scary matchup because Thor can really push you out of your comfort zone, and you can't do too much to bully him once he's closed the distance, right? He has 600 health. He gets a ton of bonus health. He can dash around, and he can do a ton of damage. You can't really do too much. So that's why it's really important that we were here earlier, and you keep them away from you, right? You push the mag back. You push the Thor back. You do damage to their backline so the backline can't walk forward. Because if the backline can't walk forward, now if these guys turn this corner, they can't get healing. Okay? So to that end, you're doing a great job of using your defensive cooldowns. Now we need to work on properly positioning and target those squishies to force them out of your space. Okay? So that's the concept. Now we'll go through explaining like how it works on each one. I love that you switched to portal. That's amazing. Great stuff. Heads up play. The only thing here is like you do want to place your portal. Let's watch the whole thing. You want to place your portal in a way to where you can get to point, but also get out of the portal safely. So let's see if we do that. We kind of go as quick as possible. I understand like we're low on time, so it makes sense. At the same time, like the ideal portal here would be right here facing this way, right? Because the portal will give you a wall, right? Imagine that it was actually facing like, imagine it was here facing this way. Everybody else, if they want to shoot you, they would have to go around and shoot around the portal, right? It's like a wall. So because of that, not a great portal, but that's okay. I mean, you got through with time. Nice. Shield last second. Nice. Oh, get the kill. Nice. I would not ult here. You're probably just dead. You're doing a really good job of using your defensive cooldowns. Like, this is fantastic for a diamond level player. I would assume that you want to get mag help, but we'll help with Strange since we're here. Hey. I like the idea. That is gonna start getting countered in Diamond though. So when I coach like supports, the number one thing, not the number one thing, one of the things that I tell them is watch out for telegraphed ults. And a lot of people do this ult as Strange because it works in low elo. But like, look at this from their perspective. Like, there's a Phoenix popping them off. There's a ton of stuff, but it's really easy to counter. I feel like it's super easy to counter. So you have to be a little bit more creative with it. One thing you can do is you can actually fly up here on this side, and then you float across. Because one of the easiest things you can do is, as Strange, it's really easy to see you, right? Look at the whole enemy team. Just about everybody can see your giant shield, and they know Strange is here, okay? And then you watch Strange, like, go from front line into up in the air. That's, like, super obvious. Versus, if you're looking here at the Emma, and then the Strange just starts up here, and then drop down with their ult, that's way harder to counter. So just try to be a little more creative with it. All right, we're back on Mag.
There's still a chance to stop them. Better stop that vehicle.
Okay, you have to be careful here. You are down some people. I think maybe you could walk up and touch point. Maybe. Okay, I don't mind that at all. Okay, good. This is good. I love this. Ooh, almost. Okay, so... Okay, let's slow this down here. I like the idea here. You're trying to slow people down, right? But you realize, like, Reed, he's, like, almost impossible to kill. And he's used all his cooldowns. And so you try to shoot at the Mag, but Mag has a ton of shield and health. The Thor isn't really doing much, right? And so you change strategy. This is great. I love to see this. And you're like, I'm going to bully supports. Because if I slow them down, that's going to slow these guys down. So that's actually great. I love this idea here. We try to get the kill on the invis. It almost works. Now I just want to point out, remember when we were talking about space? How do we deny space? It's by saying anybody who walks into this, I'm going to kill you. But now they have a support ult, right? So you can't kill them. So now we have to back up. That's a terrible invis ult. Okay. Here, we're looking to bubble. Excellent. You love to see it. Okay. Now we're down one, so we either need to get a kill. All right, we got a kill. Great. That's not a great portal. That happens. I don't know why we lose sight here. Okay, this is where it's hard to be a Magneto main. A lot of people, when they play Magneto, they're very team-oriented. They want to bubble their team. They want to soak up damage. They want to be a good frontline tank. At the same time, though, you also need to have killer instinct. So here, we know their Thor has died. We have a support ult. Nobody's going to die. And you have direct line of sight to the enemy supports. Here, like, you need to get aggressive and be like, I'm going to kill you. Like, this should be blood in the water. The fact that we turn around is not good. There you go. Much better. Good. I don't mind that. Get back to the corner. Okay, this is a lack of respect here. So here, the reason that we were able to play out here was because we had a numbers advantage, right? Their Thor was dead, and we had a support ult. So they couldn't stop us from entering their space, because the same thing goes the other way, because they couldn't kill us, so we could walk forward. But because you're playing Mag, you have to have a really good sense of like where your cover is and where you can't go. Once again, we ignore the line, and now we're caught out. Here you have to know, like, I need to get back because this is no longer defensible. So where is the cover? We have cover here a little bit. We have cover... Let me back up even more, actually. Got it from, like, here. We have a little bit of cover from the payload. We have a little bit of cover here. We have a little bit of cover here. None of these are super defensible. We have some good cover here, good cover here, good cover back here. Okay? So you need to understand that your support ult is gone and back up to one of these covers. I think here would probably be your best bet. You could even go so far as to going like all the way back. I wouldn't mind that because this is no longer defensible. But because we like take this angle to the side, we slow roll our way back, we're putting our team at a huge disadvantage already. And they're taking advantage of it. Now that they have a storm ult, and then we still don't recognize that and we scoop forward. Now we've like self-isolated and now they can just easily clean it up. So understanding the momentum of the game, where a spot is actually defensible, is going to go so far, especially as a Magneto player, because if you understand that and you stand at the right spot, supports love having a Magneto standing at the right spot because they can just be brain dead and stand behind them. And so I promise you it'll go so far.
It's now or never. Stop them. Better stop that vehicle.
Much better. Here they are now. Someone scratch my back. Those fingers don't grow on trees, you know.
Don't give them another chance.
So one of the things that you can do, you did mention that like you're talking about ult usage if you can't directly counter another ult because of like shields or something. Something that you can do is you can actually use it early. Okay. So what do I mean by that? It's like you ult to kill the cloak, right? And I forget how much charge you have. I'm sorry, I don't know the exact number. If somebody can jump in and chat, tell me the exact number you need to kill a cloak. Most Magnetos will wait until the last one, right? Which is exactly what you did. You wait until the last one. Really good Magnetos, especially with the recent buff that makes it go faster, is they'll throw it here. They'll do it on the second or the third one, and they'll go quick. Because look at when the Magneto bubbles, right? Look at when your enemy Magneto bubbles. Waits. He doesn't have a bubble. No bubble. He bubbles right here. He waits until the last possible second. So if you do it early, that's a way to counter the shields as well. It's difficult, and it's more likely to miss, but that's the thing that better players are going to do. Because they're not going to miss. They're going to hit the shot. This is also just a really tough spot for Magneto. What Magnetos really want is they want to play poke, and they want everything to be slow, and they want like your front line, their front line, your back line, their back line, and they want everybody to like slowly shoot. What this enemy team wants, because they have a Reed and they have a Thor and they have a Storm, is they want to just bulldoze you. This is like the toughest spot for Magnetos, is to play into a brawl like bulldoze comp. So how do you slow this down? You have to start shooting at the backline, and you have to start making aggressive plays, because shooting at these people is just not going to work. They don't have to respect a Magneto. They can just walk forward. I think we also have to pay attention to like how we're splitting our damage, especially in a team comp. So you can shoot the Reed, and then you shoot the Magneto, and then you shoot the Thor, and that's splitting your damage up between 3 of the tankiest people in the game. If you take all of that damage and only shoot one of them, you're going to force one of them back. If you force one of them back, then your backline only has 2 people on them instead of 3. And that is how you do it. You pick one that is the easiest to bully, and you bully them. You could also do that to the Storm. You could also do that to these people. But definitely don't split it up. Hero is also making an excellent point in chat, so make sure to read chat. They have a lot of good tips. All right, let's see how we do on attack. Attack's a bit more straightforward. The Groot now. Once again, we're just kind of splitting our damage. We're not being very intentional with it. Here, what I think is going through your brain is like, I'm doing damage to the front line. I'm getting hit markers. What it needs to be is, I'm bullying their Magneto. I'm making his health bar go down intentionally, right? The C&D got bubbled by the enemy mag. So see, look at the example that I'm giving just from the enemy's perspective, right? They pick you and look at your health bar. Everybody else on the other, like your health bar goes down to half, and so you have to respect it, use your bubble, use your curtain, and get out. You can do that to other people as well. So don't split your damage. Pick one and stick with them. Okay, I like the idea. It looks like now we're trying to be intentional and get to the back line. I don't mind that. So let's talk about taking space using our cooldowns, okay? I've only really seen you use your cooldowns defensively, which I think you have done a good job of. But if we look here, where's our cover, right? We have hard cover here and here, okay? So in order to make this treacherous path worth taking, you can use your cooldowns. So what you want to do as Magneto is make sure you have full health and full cooldowns, get to a spot, and then you can use your curtain or your bubble to walk forward while you're doing damage and get to the next piece of cover. This is really difficult. You have to hit your shots, you have to time it well, and you have to trust your team. But that's how you push forward. It's difficult though. But be careful while you're doing it. But just playing this spam game, you're just gonna get out spammed. Okay, now they're being aggressive. Something else you can do that we didn't talk about is if you have... So last game it was Thor and Reed. This game it's just Reed, right? If you have a Reed that's being super aggressive and you know that shooting him doesn't really work, the other thing you can do as like Magneto and Strange is you could take the Groot approach and you can stand in front of them and body block the heals, right? So you can stand right here. If you stand right here, now if this cloak wants to heal them, she has to get a different angle. And then you can use your shield, or you can use your curtain, or you can use your bubble. You see Hulks do this a lot. They'll jump behind somebody, they'll stand this way, and they'll use their body to body block them. And then if this Reed wants to get out, he can't because he's being body blocked. And that will slow them down as well. I think you actually unintentionally do it right there. Yeah, so look here. Now you're body blocking the line of sight. And now his health bar actually starts going down because you're body blocking it. And you actually get the kill. I don't think it was intentional, but that's great. It's so good to do that. Just body block. Be like, all right. Hey, I don't mind this. You got access. Let's go. Make a play. Nice. I love it. We respect our health bar. We get back out. Good. Go in. Get a kill. Don't kill the squishies. Kill the squishies. All right. So let's break down different sections of the game. Okay. So right here we have a support ult. We're not killable, so we can take space. So it's time to walk forward, right? Because we're not going to die. Now we're walking forward. We're not close to an ult. And we need to kill the people who are easy to kill. So right here, I'd be shooting at them. Now that something else happens, now they have a support ult, right? So now we don't have our ult. We're probably not going to get a kill unless everybody on your team focuses the invis, which at this rank probably isn't going to happen. So what should you do instead? Now you should actually switch to shooting tanks, okay? Because you're not going to kill anybody anyway, so you might as well just switch to tanks who are easy to get damage on and get to 100% ult, hopefully in time to kill this cloak. That's the line of thought as things should be changing. Now our support ult's coming to an end. Bubble, I like the idea. Also, I really like this. This is something that I have to tell Magneto mains to do. Most Magneto mains, when they hear this, they're going to start looking up at the Magneto. But you actually look for who they're looking at. Great stuff. Unfortunately, we don't find it. Happens. Chaos in the moment. Don't worry about it. You already have the good mindset. So good stuff. Unfortunate. Okay, they still have cloak ult, and you're at 95, so hopefully you can get your ult real quickly, get a little bit of poke damage. Using cover. This is Diamond 3. I don't like how much damage we're taking. So it is really important to like stay by the wall and minimize the damage that you take. If you take so much damage, you're giving these people ult charge. Okay. So just be careful. It's really easy as Magneto to like soak up that damage and like be the wall of the team. You want to take as little damage as you possibly can for the most part. There's a couple of situations where you want to take extra damage to give your supports ult charge, but don't worry about that for now. Uh-oh. That's really unfortunate. Yeah. So I think your idea here was like, I'm going to use my ult to save myself since I'm probably not going to kill the cloak anyway. I don't like that line of thought. I think you should still try to kill this cloak, even though the mag bubbled him last time. And the much better idea here is I'm going to force the mag to use bubble early. The way that you force a mag to use bubble early is you pick a squishy and you bully them until they use their fade and they use their cooldowns, and the mag is forced to use the bubble early. Then when they ult, they don't have mag bubble, right? That's a much better line of thought to me, because that gives you agency, right? It gives you the opportunity to like be aggressive, make a play, and force the enemy to be reactive versus, well, it's probably not going to work, so I'm going to be reactive and try to use it. Like, it gives you agency back. So here would have been much better to actually just turn around. What do we use our bubble on? I actually missed that.
Much better. You shall not.
I mean, I understand it, but your Namor shouldn't have been playing there anyway. So when you're playing mag, your bubble is basically, this is something Flats always says, it's you picking somebody on your team and you're saying you're not going to die. That's what it is. And especially now that it's 15 seconds. You can only do that once every 15 seconds. So you picked Namor, and then later you weren't able to pick a support because you didn't have bubble. So the better thing to do would be like, all right, Namor, if you want to play out there, you're going to take that damage. Is what it is, homie. Don't play out there. And then you're also, especially if you do that at the beginning of a game, if you let a DPS die, most of the time they're not going to stand there. But if you give them a bubble, they're more likely to stand there. Okay? So because we shirk our duty, we let Namor live. I think the bubble probably would have saved you. And then we could have turned around instead of ulted and then saved our invis here, right? Which then we would have had a support ult on top of it, right? So that's actually, that little, those like two decisions that we made, like that mindset of being defensive with our ult instead of being aggressive and choosing the wrong person to live, that is a completely fight altering mindset, right? If you change that, which is great because all you have to do is think a little bit differently. And now this fight, now you have a huge chance to win this. You have an invis support ult. She's still alive. You have a cloak that you could be killing right here. And I wonder, does the mag even have his bubble? He didn't even have his bubble. He had already used it. So like completely fight changing. The next thing that I've seen that when you're ulting, the best thing you can do is you don't want to Kobe it. You know, you don't want to have a three-pointer. You want to get up in somebody's face. Mag is incredibly hard to kill while he's ulting because he sucks in all the projectiles, right? I think a lot of people forget that. So while you're up here, you want to basically, and this works for like everybody, right? If Punisher's ulting, if Starler's ulting, if Cloak and Dagger's ulting, Invis, anybody that you're trying to kill with your ult and also suck up projectiles, you want to be in their face. You want to get on top of them and just like drop it on their head. So in order to do that, you have to pick your target first. So like imagine there's a Punisher here. You hear the voice line. You don't just want to ult immediately. You want to look, find the Punisher, then ult while you're staring at him, right? Same thing with Cloak. It's like, I see Cloak. She's over there. I'm going to ult and I'm going to fly directly at this character. I'm going to fly directly at her and drop it on her head. It's going to increase your accuracy by like a ton.
Giants always rise again. Much better.
Only 60 seconds left.
All right, who did we pick to live?
You cannot hurt me. Much better.
Fair enough. I don't mind that. But just know, we got 15 seconds where we can't save somebody. Oh, kill the squirrel! No! Almost. Nice. Almost. Oh, now you're doing the bad thing. You want to find the person that they're trying to kill, right? You have a supportal going off. Find the supportal. I think you actually get lucky. To stop it? You do. Nice. Oh. Nice. Get the kill. Get the kill. Oh, this is so unfortunate. Is that it? Okay. So you have a lot of good instincts. We went over a lot of overarching concepts of like tank, how tank works, space, and things like that. The last thing I want to mention is I want to go and show you the practice range. You may or may not already know this, so if you do, feel free to skip ahead. But this is a great way, and it's so necessary as Magneto. So you can either go here through the portal or down to here. All the way down to here. And then I'll pick Mag just to show you. And then you want to set it like this. So hit a save thing. I usually do Luna Snow. Magneto. I usually do Luna Snow because she's very popular. She's very fast. She can jump high. Great target. Do random, short range. Make sure to turn this on. I usually do random, not advanced combat, because with advanced combat, you get frozen all the time. Do super fast. Do 3 of them. And do it for 2 minutes. So I would do this at least twice before each of your ranked sessions, right? So if you're getting down on a Saturday and you're like, all right, I'm about to play ranked, do this at least twice before that, okay?
5,
You do this,
3,
and while you do it, I would do 1 at long range, right? So we have 2 minutes at long range like this. And then just pick 1 Luna Snow and stick with that 1, okay? And you can see I don't really play much mag, so my aim is going to be terrible. And if you do this, I promise you, you're going to get so much more value per game. And then I don't recommend turning on no ability cooldown because timing your reloads is really important as mag anyway. So for the first one, do it at this range. For the second one, do it at this range because you do fight in this range a lot as Magneto. A lot more than people give you, than people normally suggest. And if you can get really consistent at this, you're going to get so much more value. So this is how the practice range works. Do this often. I promise you it's going to help a ton. So yeah, that's how the practice range works. There's a ton of tips in here. Make sure to read chat. Churro gives a lot of good Magneto tips. People always have good stuff in chat. So anyway, I hope this helps. Take care. God bless. Catch you guys in the next one. Bye.